Hello, everyone, and welcome back to English with Nimra. I'm so glad you're here today because this lecture is one of my personal favorites. I want to start with a small story. Some time ago, I was in a professional setting. Imagine a meeting or a conversation with someone senior, and I wanted to say something very specific in English. I wanted to explain that I felt not exactly nervous, not exactly upset, but something in between. In Urdu, I knew exactly what I felt. मुझे बेचैनी हो रही थी. But in English, the words just disappeared. I ended up saying, I'm fine, and moved on. But I was not fine. Have you ever had that moment where you know exactly what you feel in Urdu, but in English, the words just are not there? Today, we fix this. By the end of this lecture, you will have words for feelings you have carried in Urdu your whole life, and you will know exactly how to say them in natural English. So, here is what we are covering today. I have structured this into six clear areas. First, I will explain why emotional vocabulary matters so much, especially for fluency. Then, I will give you five habits that will immediately change how you express feelings. We have 15 powerful emotion words, each with a real life example sentence. We will cover eight translation traps that Urdu speakers commonly fall into. You will definitely recognize some of these. Then, four speaking exercises you can do at home alone. And finally, a 7-day challenge to make all of this stick. This is a full, complete lecture, so grab something to write with or just listen carefully. Let us begin. Okay, so we will try to understand why this gap exists, this emotional vocabulary gap. Now, most of you can already talk about facts and events in English. You can describe what happened, where you went, what you did, what the weather was like. But the moment someone asks you how something made you feel, that is where the words disappear, right? And it is not your fault. Emotional vocabulary is almost never taught in school English. Think about it. In school, you learned happy, sad, angry, tired. That is maybe four or five emotion words. But a real human being experiences hundred of different emotional states. So there is a gap, a big gap between what you feel and what you can say in English. The imagine a line on one end is happy and on the other end is absolutely ecstatic. Between those two extremes, there are many levels: content, pleased, thrilled, delighted, overjoyed. Right now, most learners only have one or two words on that line. By the end of today, you will have many more. Think about the word angry. I could be mildly annoyed. I could be frustrated. I could be furious. I could be seething, which means I'm so angry, I'm shaking inside, but not showing it. These are completely different states and they communicate completely different things. This also matters deeply in professional settings, offices, interviews, formal conversations. If you say, I'm very busy, that is okay, it communicates information. But if you say, I feel completely overwhelmed by the workload right now, that is a completely different level of communication. It shows self awareness, it shows maturity, it makes people listen. Now, let me talk about something very specific to uh, us as Urdu speakers. Some of our emotional concepts simply do not have one English word. Um, For example, you are present, but you are not really there. So in English, you would say, I just can't seem to focus today. My heart isn't in it. That is five words instead of one Urdu phrase, right? What would be the Urdu word for it? Can you tell me? Tell me in the comment box. Fluency is about finding the right words, not always the shortest one. So it's okay if you are not able to find the shortest word. If you can explain it in a sentence, that is also okay. Now, see, we have a spectrum of emotions here on the screen. Let's see sad. If you are a little bit sad, you can say, I'm a bit down. If you are a little bit more sad, you can say, I'm feeling blue. And then you are sad, and then you're heartbroken, and devastated is like you are just beyond heartbroken. So these are different spectrums, and they show um, different intensity of your emotions. So it's a very powerful way of communication. It's a very powerful way of communicating in the right manner. So now we have the five key habits that uh, we can use. So our first habit is this. For every basic emotion, learn at least three levels: mild, medium, and strong. I have put the spectrum on this slide. Look at happy on the left, content, pleased, happy, thrilled, ecstatic, right? So let's move back to this emotion spectrum. Content, pleased, happy, thrilled, ecstatic. Content means quietly satisfied, right? It is a calm, gentle happiness. Pleased means you are happy about something specific. Thrilled is strong. You are very excited. Ecstatic means you are overwhelmingly happy, almost too happy to contain it. Now look at angry, mildly annoyed, frustrated, angry, furious, seething. Mildly annoyed is a small irritation, like when someone is 5 minutes late. Frustrated means something blocked you. You tried and it did not work out. Furious is very strong anger. And seething means you are burning with anger but controlling it on the outside. Very powerful word. The practice for this is simple. Every time you feel an emotion today, ask yourself which word on the spectrum am I actually feeling? Not just happy, but where on the scale? This one habit alone will change your English immediately. Okay, habit number two. Um, that is my favorite, and I have given it its own spotlight slide coming up next. The idea is simple. When you have an Urdu feeling that has no direct English word, do not struggle to find the one perfect translation. Instead, use I feel like and describe the experience. For example, I just can't seem to focus today. My heart isn't in it. That is exactly how a native English speaker would express that feeling. In Urdu, you can say like मेरा दिल नहीं चाह रहा, ठीक है? लेकिन but in English, if you do not have the right word, you can explain it like I just can't seem to focus today. My heart isn't in it. There is no single word for it in English either, so they describe it something like that. Habit number three, that is add qualifiers. These are small words that make emotions sound natural and real. Words like a bit, quite, genuinely, surprisingly, oddly. Instead of I was nervous, say I was oddly nervous. Instead of I was calm, say I was surprisingly calm. These little words add personality to your speech. They make you sound like a real person, not a textbook. Habit number four is about empathy vocabulary. Fluency is not just about saying how you feel, it is also about recognizing and naming how others feel. Practice these. She seemed upset. He looked relieved. They appeared confused. And in conversation, you seem a bit stressed. Is everything okay? This kind of language is warm, natural, and shows a high level of fluency. Habit number five. This one is for difficult conversations. When a conversation becomes tense or emotional, you need phrases to reset. Use these. Let me take a step back. I did not mean it that way. I think we both want the same thing here. I hear you, and I want to address that properly. These phrases are emotional management tools. They keep the conversation going and they show maturity and control, even when things are difficult. Okay, I want to spend a little extra time on habit number two because it is so practically useful. On this slide, I have four Urdu feelings and their English equivalents. Let me go through each one. So, first one is Dil nahi lag raha. I just can't seem to focus today. My heart is in it. Use this when you are present physically but emotionally disconnected. नेक्स्ट इज मैं थका हुआ महसूस कर रही हूँ या कर रहा हूँ आई फील लाइक आई एम रनिंग ऑन एम्प्टी फिजिकली एंड मेंटली drained. Running on empty is a beautiful idiom, like a car that has no fuel left. Very natural. So you can use it to describe that you are so drained. Um, I feel like I'm running on empty. The next one is अकेला महसूस कर रही हूँ या अकेला महसूस कर रहा हूँ. I feel like no one really understands what I am going through. Notice, not just I feel lonely, that is too simple. This fuller phrase captures the real feeling. And the next one is मुझे घबराहट हो रही है या मुझे घबराहट obviously for men also हो रही है. I feel like something is about to go wrong. I can't shake this unease. I can't shake this, meaning I cannot get rid of this feeling. Very natural. So, what Urdu feeling do you find hardest to express in English? You can tell me in the comment box, and we will try to fix it in the coming lectures. Okay, now we come to the vocabulary section 15 powerful emotion words. For each word, I will tell you what it means, the Urdu equivalent, where possible, and give you a real sentence. I want you to say these sentences out loud as we go. The first one is overwhelmed. That means too much to handle at once. I have been feeling completely overwhelmed this week. Think of a time when too many things happened at once exams, family problems, work. That feeling of being buried under too much, that is overwhelmed. It is one of the most useful words you will ever learn. Say it with me, overwhelmed. Next, the next one is relieved. Um, that means the worry is over. आपको सुकून मिला है. I was so relieved when the results came out fine. After tension, after waiting, and then it turns out okay. That release of stress, that is relief. I was so relieved. Note the past tense here, we often talk about relief after the event, so it is relieved. The next one is taken aback. That means surprised in a jarring way, not pleasant surprise. So I was taken aback by how rude he was in the meeting. This is a phrase taken aback. It means surprised in a way that throws you off. Not happy surprise, more like a shock, more like you're shocked. Use it when something catches you off guard. I was taken aback by how rude he was in the meeting. The next one is content. That means quietly happy and satisfied. I am quite content with how things are going right now. Content is a calm, peaceful happiness. It is not excitement, it is satisfaction. Very useful for saying you are okay without sounding too dramatic or too flat. The next one is drained. Um, that means emotionally or physically exhausted. After that conversation, I felt completely drained. Drained means your energy has been used up like a phone battery at 0%. You can be physically drained after exercise or emotionally drained after a difficult conversation. Very common and very natural. The next one is uneasy. That means slightly uncomfortable or something is not right. So uneasy is a mild version of anxious. Something feels off, you cannot explain it exactly, but you are not comfortable. Very useful for describing gut feelings. Something feels off. I don't feel like working with Ali. Moved. That means emotionally affected or touched. I was genuinely moved by what she said about my work. When something deeply affects you emotionally, a kind gesture, a powerful speech, a beautiful moment, you are moved. Add genuinely to make it stronger and more sincere. Like, I was genuinely moved by her comment about my work. The next one is on edge. That means nervous and tense. I have been on edge all day waiting for the results. On edge means you are in a state of tension, waiting for something, worried about an outcome. Very useful before exams, interviews, or any uncertain situation. Uh, okay. The next one is frustrated. That means annoyed because something blocked you. It is frustrating when people don't follow through. Frustration is specific. It happens when you are blocked. You wanted to do something and something or someone stopped you. Different from just being angry. It includes helplessness. So I feel so frustrated working with Nimra. Uh, she is intolerable. Conflicted. I feel conflicted. I want the job, but not the commute. This is the example you can use. Conflicted means torn between two feelings. So, conflicted means you are torn between two feelings or options, both pull at you, and you cannot easily choose. A very sophisticated and honest word. So you want a job, you are really interested in the salary package, but you are not comfortable with the commute. It's daily about 2 hours. So it's too much for you, and you are conflicted between whether you should choose this job or deny the offer. The next one is at peace with. That means accepted or comfortable with, made peace with. Example, you can use it in sentence like, I'm finally at peace with how things turned out. This phrase is beautiful for talking about acceptance, not happy about something, but no longer fighting it. At peace with shows emotional maturity. The next one is rattled. That means shaken or disturbed. The bad news really rattled me this morning. Rattled means something disturbed your calm, like a door rattled by the wind. Your sense of stability was shaken, very vivid and natural. The next one is touched. That means moved by someone's kindness. Similar to, I was genuinely touched by everyone's support. So, when someone does something generous or thoughtful, you are touched. Again, add genuinely for a better expression. So, it would be like, I was genuinely touched by everyone's support. In high spirits, that means happy and energetic. She has been in really high spirits since the promotion. In high spirits is a phrase. It means someone is in a great upbeat mood. Note, we say in high spirits, not having high spirits, because it is a fixed phrase. So you can't say, I'm having high spirits, I'm in really high spirits. Okay? The last one is fed up. That means completely tired of something. For example, honestly, I am fed up with the constant schedule changes. Fed up is very direct and very common. It means you have had enough. You are done being patient. Slightly informal, perfect for honest conversation. I'm fed up with you, Nimra. Come on, please. Let's just get rid of this topic, or let's just get rid of this situation and move forward. Okay, so you can pick five of these words and use them in sentences about Pakistan, related to job interviews, family conversations, power cuts, tariff. And this make abstract words feel real and relatable. You will have to practice it. Now, this is a section that I promise every single one of you will recognize. These are sentences that Urdu speakers commonly say in English that sound natural to us but are actually incorrect or unnatural. Please do not feel embarrassed. Every single learner goes through this, and once you know, you will never say them the wrong way again. Say if you have said any of these, welcome to the club. Now let us graduate from the club together. Okay, I'm feeling bored. This one is a common mistake. The correct natural expression is I'm bored. Bored is a verb, bored is the adjective. Adjective describes the word. So you feel bored, never feeling bored. You are feeling. Okay, you are feeling bored. So this one is a common mistake. The next one is I'm very tensed. The natural way to say it is I'm very stressed or I feel tense. I feel tense. I'm stressed or I am tensed. Tensed is the past tense of the verb to tense. Like when you tense your muscle. When you mean you are feeling nervous or under pressure, say I feel tense or I'm stressed. These are the natural options. The next one is my heart is paining. So paining is not the right word. My heart aches or I feel heartbroken. Um, that's the Urdu literal translation that mere dil mein dard ho raha hai, but it's not like that. My heart aches. Um, or if you want a stronger feeling, you can say I feel heartbroken. The next one is I feel giddy. Giddy does not exist in English, but in modern uses, it usually means silly and excitedly happy. But if you want to show that you are feeling chakkar aa rahe hain, so you can use I feel dizzy or I feel lightheaded. The next one is I got scolded from my boss. The natural expression is my boss scolded me or I was scolded by my boss. This is a preposition error. We do not say scolded from. The correct forms are my boss scolded me or the passive voice I was scolded by my boss. Remember by, not from. The next one is she is very much happy. In English, very much goes before verbs. I enjoyed it very much. I appreciate it very much. Before adjectives like happy, tired, sad, use just very happy. You can't use very much. You can use very. So she's very happy. I'm not in a mood. I am not in the mood. Okay, small but important. This is a fixed phrase in English and it always has the, not in the mood. Without the, it sounds incomplete. Memorize it as one block, not in the mood. I'm not in the mood. Not in a mood. I'm not in the mood. He is hot-tempered by nature. So both are understandable, short-tempered and hot-tempered, but short temper is a natural idiomatic way. Short temper means he gets angry quickly. This is what native speakers say. Okay, now I want to give you 4 exercises. These are private exercises. You do them alone, not in front of everyone. The goal is to build the muscles of speaking before you need it in public. Think of a sportsman person or a sports person who practices alone every day before a match. Language works the same way. The more you practice, the more you will get a good grasp on it. So exercise number 1, take each basic emotion words and say the full spectrum out loud. Happy, content, pleased, happy, thrilled, ecstatic. Mildly annoyed, frustrated, angry, furious, seething. Then do the same for sad, surprised, scared, scared, and tired. Say them out loud, not in writing. Speaking is different from reading. Exercise number 2, spend just 2 minutes talking out loud. Only about feelings, not events. Not on Monday I went to the college. But something like on Monday, I felt a bit overwhelmed because of the situation. So, what happened was, and so on. Not on Wednesday, we had an exam. You can say, like, by Wednesday, I was relieved when the deadline moved. Feelings only. 2 minutes out loud every day. This gets easier. Exercise number three, translate the untranslatable. Take these Urdu feelings and find the closest English expression for each one of these. थका हुआ महसूस होना, दिल नहीं लग रहा, बेचैनी, अकेलापन. No perfect answer is required. Find the closest one and just keep on practicing. Try different options. Use I feel like, or if you are not sure, the practice if you are not sure the word what the word is, but I would like to say that I felt like something like that, and so on. just just keep on speaking the English. The practice is the key. Exercise number four, someone says something to you. Your job is to respond in a natural warm English sentence out loud. Here are the four situations I've been really stressed lately. Respond with empathy. I didn't get the job. Respond supportively. My exam went really well. Respond with genuine enthusiasm. That's great. I'm so proud of you. Something like that. I had a fight with my family. Respond warmly and carefully. Each response should be one natural sentence out loud. Okay, before I close, I want to give you a challenge. 7 days, one task per day. Each task takes less than 10 minutes, but if you do all seven, I promise you will notice a real difference in how you speak. Day one, replace happy, sad, and agree with more specific words in every conversation today. Every single time you feel one of these, pause and choose a better word. Day two, describe how you feel right now in 3 sentences in English, out loud, just to yourself, no audience needed. Day three, use overwhelmed, relieved, and on edge in real situations today. Even if you have to create the opportunity, use all three. Day four, notice someone else's emotional state and describe it in English in your head. Not out loud, just internally. She looks relieved, he seems frustrated. Day five, use the feel like structure for one emotion that has no easy English word. I feel like and describe it just once today. Day six, have a conversation where you express disagreement politely and emotionally clearly. Use phrases like, I understand your point, but I feel differently because, and so on. Write or say out loud a 5 sentence emotional summary of your week entirely in English. This is your final challenge. Do it properly. Consistency beats intensity. 10 minutes every day beats 2 hours on the weekend. Print this page, screenshot it, save it, and tick off each day as you go. And that brings us to the end of our lecture three. We have covered a lot today: the vocabulary gap, 5 powerful habits, 15 emotion words, 8 translation traps, 4 exercises, and a 7 day challenge. I want to leave you with one thought. Language is not just about information, it is not just about grammar or vocabulary. Language is about connection, and connection happens through emotion. When you can name what you feel, when you can say it clearly and naturally, you create a bridge between yourself and another person. Today, you got the words to build that bridge. In lecture number four, we tackle professional English, specifically the office, the interview, and the email. If you want to sound confident, competent, and natural in professional situations, that lecture is for you. It's coming very soon. If this lecture helped you, please like, share, and subscribe to English with Nimra. Share it with someone who needs it, and I will see you in lecture number four. Take care of yourself and keep speaking. Freeze no more.